Pokemon Ultra Sun literally destroyed me. It changed my life. I was fighting for my life every step of the way. I found it weirdly difficult, but I'm glad I did it because I love Pokemon Ultra Sun and I love Alola. So this is going to be a rant review video, kind of, because I just want to talk about my experience in Alola because I cannot believe I waited so long to play this game. I love it so much. I've actually never heard any bad things about Pokemon Ultra Sun except for a lot of people say there's too much cutscenes, too much storyline, they just skip the storyline. But if you've watched any of my Pokemon videos before, you know I love a storyline. I love the storyline so much, it's one of my favorite parts, and there's nothing I love more than a good cutscene, so this is right up my alley. And also, Alola's based on Hawaii. I love tropical places so much. I'm so excited to talk about this because this is a journey. I've been playing this one specifically for months, obviously on and off, because I played Pokemon Legends EA in between playing Pokemon Ultra Sun. But still, this has taken me so long because at many times I've rage quit this game specifically. But I'm also glad to announce that not only am I the champion and hero of Galar, Paldea, Lumio City, I'm also the hero and champion of Alola. Yes! It's finally happened, you guys. So long in the making, but finally. I'm now a quadruple threat, which we all knew I'd be. Because once again, I've never lost a battle against another trainer. And let's keep it that way. I'm still the champion, undefeated completely. So the storyline of Pokemon Ultra Sun can be a bit confusing at times because there's like so much going on in different aspects. So I'm gonna try to cover it to the best of my ability. If I get things wrong, I'm sorry. I was confused half of the time because I can't lie. The whole Ultra Realm wormhole thing really was tripping me out. I did not know what was going on. So if I explain it in a way that is confusing and wrong, I'm sorry. I was confused too. I was genuinely confused too. So the story starts with me, Zakia, the main character, moving to Alola for the first time, which is so exciting. Once again, I love Alola. It's so pretty. And I'm not going to side tangent here. I love their culture, you know. Everybody in Alola, they're really close. Like there's a big sense of community. And also when this is so cute, by the way, whenever they greet each other, they go, Alola. And that's so fun. I love Alola. I love the greeting Alola and the place Alola. Alola's just great. So I'm so happy to move here. I obviously only moved with my mother because fathers don't exist in the Pokemon universe. You guys already know. But from the second I got to Alola, I was greeted with a gift. A gift that would come back to haunt me on multiple occasions. A gift that broke my spirit. But a gift nonetheless. And that gift is Professor Kukui. Oh my god. If you've watched any of my Pokemon videos, you know I have to find somebody in every Pokemon game. Like, you know, I think my worst love interest was in Pokemon Violet. I had I can't even remember Professor Turo's son. I like Professor Turo and his son. I don't even remember his name. That's really terrible of me. But like, they weren't hitting that much. Top tier, obviously, is a recent addition to my love interest list. Kobo from Legends EA, and underneath him's like half, I guess. But Professor Kukui is very important to me. The second I saw him, I was like, well, this is it. I finally found the one. It's over. We can close up shop. But then I also find another shocking revelation, a not so great gift. I look down, I realize the main character is a child. I'm a child, and Professor Kukui is a grown man. Genuinely, what did I do to deserve this? I feel like in these games I never win. I just wanna be able to be with Kukui, man. Like, Kukui, quit playing. Kukui, quit playing with me. The thing is, I somehow seem a lot younger in this game than I was in any of the other games. Like, I know I was like a bit young in Sword/Shield as well, but I feel like here I look like a toddler a bit. I look a bit like a toddler, and that's just so much worse when you see Professor Kukui, and it's like you and I can never be together, and we can't be together for a number of reasons, which the biggest one I'll get to later. Don't worry. I know. Trust me, I know all about Kukui. I know all about him. But to make matters worse, everybody on this island is super cool, and most of them have fresh fits, and they look really cool. And I'm a toddler, and that's just a main point of contention for me. It's a good game, but why am I a toddler? I'm sick of this Pokemon. I'm sick of this. In every game, I'm like a toddler, except for Legends EA. where I was a grown woman, and that felt good. That felt good. I think that's my that's the best part of that game, is that I'm a grown woman, and I really appreciate that one. But anyway, as the game starts, we realize we are starting our Pokemon trainer journey. So we as we going to start our Pokemon trainer journey, we meet our main like rival, the person you start off with as usual. His name is How, and he is a Nepo baby. He's the so all of these islands have kahunas, and kahunas are like, I googled. I know nothing about like the Hawaiian language, so I was googling. I think it's like the leader of the island. It's like the top ranking person. So Kahuna Hala is the kahuna of the Mele Mele Island, which we are all living in. Not all of us, but like me and How. And How is Kahuna Hala's grandson. And I feel like I've seen so many Nepo babies at this point, I can't be shocked. I just don't know how they keep getting away with it. But one thing I do want to say about How is not well liked by the Pokemon community, I've found. People don't like How, which is shocking to me, because I like How. That's my... guys, How is my brother. That's my bro. I don't think you understand. That's like genuinely my homeboy. That's my homeboy. And also, how's a Nepo baby? So was Hop, and we know how I defended Hop in my Pokemon Sword/Shield video. I love Hop. How is actually talented. How is one of the only Pokemon trainers that while battling them, I actually felt, I might be in trouble. I might genuinely be in trouble. Is that because he had like a Pikachu before I had any ground types to combat him? Yeah. But still, he's like one of the only trainers of all of the Pokemon games I've played where I was like, I might be in trouble. I need to sort this out. And that's why I love How. How is like a formidable opponent. I think that's the word. I feel like, How really kept me going, because I was like, I can't let How beat me, the Nepo baby. I can't let him beat me. Are you joking? But also, people don't like How because they're like, he's weirdly positive. Like, it's almost creepy. Anything can be like, people can be mean to How, and How won't even know that they're being mean to him. How's like constantly like making jokes and goofing off. And I think some of you people have a problem with positivity. I do think that, because How, he really kept the spirits up. How really gave a level of joy to like serious situations, and some of you need that joy and positivity in your life. If you hate How, I think you need to sit alone in your thoughts and think, why do I hate happiness and fun? And then when you get that answer, you will realize why you hate How. Because I love How, because I like fun and happiness. That's literally my brew. And I also get another sister. I had a perfect squad going in this one. I said I had a perfect squad in Pokemon Legends here. I loved Team MZ, but I also had a squad here, okay? And technically, this would be my first squad since I started playing Sun Ultra first, before I even started Legends here, even though I finished that one first. Not the point. This is my first squad, so it's How and Lillie. So Lillie is my homegirl. That's my best friend. That's family. Lily's family to me. And we meet her for the first time when she's getting attacked by, I don't even remember what she was getting attacked by. I can't lie. When I tell you Lillie gets attacked a lot by stray Pokemon, that's true. Lillie is always going through something, and you know why? It's because she carries a bag with her, and in that bag is a Cosmog, which is a ultra beast. I hate the name Cosmog. It sounds terrible with my accent, but she has a Cosmog who she nicknamed Nebby, and she's protecting it because she says people are after it and whatever, and you save Lillie and Nebby's life, basically. And because you save Lillie and Nebby's life, Tapu Koko, there's like 4 islands in Alola, like 4 main islands in Alola, and each island is protected by a Pokemon, which is called the Tapu, because it's the guardian of the island. So Mele Mele Island has Tapu Koko, who sees you protecting Nebby and Lillie and gives you a sparkling stone to show that like they see that potential in you. They got your back, you know what I mean? And I just like to say, of course they see the potential in me, because this is my headcanon, because I've been playing all of these Pokemon games back to back, and I've also been playing them backwards. If you didn't notice, I've unintentionally started with the latest and I'm going down to the earliest, which is not a smart decision, because it just feels weird, because every time I go back there's Pokemon missing, because obviously they wouldn't introduce it. So it feels like I'm truly like stripping down all of the like new mechanics, and I'm gonna end up with like the baddest bone game at the end, which I know people love those first games, but I feel like I'm gonna be really bored because I'm so used to like cutscene, this effect. But anyway, my headcanon is, because obviously the first game I started playing was Sword/Shield, and I always say I'm native to Galar. Galar's my hometown. I'm from Galar. So in my headcanon, I was first in Galar, Sword/Shield. Then I moved to Alola in Pokemon Ultra Sun. Then I went to Yuva Academy in Pokemon Violet, and then as an adult, I went to Lumio City, and that's why people always respect me throughout my journey, because I already saved Galar years ago in my childhood. And I know I said I look younger in Ultra Sun, but this is my headcanon. You can't tell me details about my own storyline. The reason why Galar Sword/Shield is first is because it was my first game. I'm gonna put it first for a reason. And Galar's my hometown. I can't be from Alola. That's just factually incorrect. I very much feel like an outsider in Alola all the time. But anyways, after Tapu Koko gives us the Sparkling Stone, we get a Z powering for like the start of our island challenge, where we're going to become the next Alolan champion, which obviously I became. Like, guys, you know me, I'm the champion and hero of literally every town. No town is safe from me. I will win every time. But anyway, we get the Z powering, and basically with the Z powering, you need to collect Z crystals, and then you can do the special moves. You guys know each Pokemon game has those special things where your Pokemon gets mega ultra strong. You guys get the point. But I love Z powers so much. Z powers is actually so fire. But first of all, anytime you get the new Z crystal, whoever gave you the Z crystal teaches you how to do the specific movement for that power, because each power you need to do a different like gesture for it to work. And it's so fun to watch every time. I think it's like kind of the silliest thing ever. But also your main starters get their own Z crystals, like pertaining to literally them and them only. Like that's their specific one. And about starters, they gave us some really good starters, you guys. We got Popplio, the water Pokemon, Rowlet, the grass/flying Pokemon, and Litten, the fire Pokemon. And okay, I usually pick cats all the time. I chose Prigatito in Violet because I love cats. But I googled the final evolution. Litten is not a cat. That is a beast. It feels like there's a man there. That's a grown man. That's a grown man. You can't even lie to me. Tell me that's not a grown man. What's his name? Incineroar. Ooh, I don't like Incineroar. Actually, it wasn't even a question. When I saw that lineup, guys, if you remember my other starters, you know who I picked. Obviously, I chose Popplio. Sorry to Rowlet. Rowlet wasn't even in consideration. There was not even a thought in my mind where I was like, maybe I should pick Rowlet. Rowlet was never gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But I chose Popplio, obviously, because Popplio is one of the greatest final evolutions, Primarina. I think actually Popplio might be my favorite starter of all time. And I know that's big news because I notoriously love my starters like they are my own children. They came out of my actual womb. But Popplio, oh my, unfortunately, well, I think most of them are male, so I didn't get like the coolest Primarina, but no slander allowed. That's my Primarina. He's a boy. I don't care. That's my Primarina. I love him so much. And also, once again, back to the Z powering. The special Z powering that they get just for them. Coolest shit ever. The Z power move. It's an opera move because they're like a mermaid that sings opera. Primarina, you will always be important to me. Primarina, you will always be famous. I love you so much, Primarina. And guess what? Primarina loves me, which I'll get to that. Me and my Pokemon in this game have a connection like no other. You might think you know your Pokemon. You don't know your Pokemon. Like, you don't know your Pokemon like I know my Pokemon. Like, can we be serious? Like, these guys have my back. And I'm not saying guys lightly, because I found out like closer to the end that literally I feel like there's actually only one woman in my team, which I'm not a big fan of. That I unintentionally had a full man team except for my Mudsdale. I'll get to the team stuff later because that's a touchy subject and it will come along later. Anyways, back to the storyline though. Lily tells us she has like basically kidnapped Nebby, well, the Cosmog Nebby, and she is keeping Nebby safe because there's people who want to take Nebby from her and use it for power, and by using it for power it would really hurt Nebby. So she's taken it to keep it safe, and that's why people are always after her. That's why she's like skittish all the time, and she tries to keep Nebby in a bag. or else people's gonna see that she has a Cosmog. But she's not really good at that because Nebby's escaping at all times. But no Lillie slander. Lillie is my number one goat. I love Lillie so much. Actually, fun fact. Here is a Lillie's Clefairy card. I don't know how I managed to get so lucky. Well, it's like inverted, but just trust, and it's not focusing, but just trust this is Lillie's Clefairy. It says Lillie's Clefairy, and I have it obviously because Lillie and I are best friends, guys. That's literally why I have it, and it's just proof like me and Lillie, guys, me and Lillie. Like Lillie and I, we like go shopping together. She asks for opinions about like outfits, and to bring that up, I was so excited. I was like, clothing store, I need to go there now. I need to go there now because I'm dressed like a toddler. So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get such a good outfit and I'm gonna show Professor Kukui, who's, I'm a woman. I'm not a child. So I'm gonna get a nice outfit, walk up to Professor Kukui and be like, yeah, who's a 12-year-old now? You know what I mean? But that plan did not go well. Do you know why though? Because Professor Kukui comes to me and he's like, I have somebody I wanted to meet. You see, I'm like stuttering because I'm getting upset now. And I go to his house. And he's like, oh, this is who I wanted to meet, Professor Burnet, my wife. What do I do with this? Like, you don't understand. My life flashed before my eyes in that moment, and she's so cool and smart. And at first I was like, I don't care that you have a wife. Who is Professor Burnet to me? But just my luck, I was scrolling on TikTok that night after first meeting her. I see the scene from the anime where Professor Kukui proposes to Professor Burnet in the anime with a Pokeball. No, and it's actually cinematic. I can't even hate Professor Burnet. I can't hate the entire relationship because they genuinely love each other, and that's the worst part. Like, why did they have to do this? But anyway, in the proposal, he like proposes to her on the beach with a Pokeball, and he's like, I choose you, with a ring inside the Pokeball.
May I choose you?
Oh my god, that's so fire, dude. That's so fire. I can't even hate the relationship. And I'm pretty mad about it. I'm pretty mad that I can't hate the relationship because like I thought me and Professor Kukui was supposed to be endgame. So now like what's really left for me in Alola? Because then Professor Burnet starts talking about how there's some ultra wormhole, basically, that ultra beast from another dimension, the alternate dimension, be coming out of it, and it's just like in Alola now, like as if I don't have other stuff to worry about right now. Like my life just flashed before my eyes over this whole Kukui Burnet thing. Now she's telling me like there's a rip in our, like the fabric of our universe. Like genuinely I can't do this. Then she says that Lily's been staying with them because they found Lily passed out on a beach 3 months ago, and they helping her to like find a way to get Nebby home to like wherever she's from, and they like protecting and keeping her safe or whatever. And Lily looks up to Professor Burnet as if she's her mother. Lily, you're supposed to be my best friend. You know how I felt about Professor Kukui. You know what I just went through, and now you like glazing Professor Burnet. Like, I know Professor Burnet's cool. I know, trust me. I know. I'm over it. And as my best friend, you should be there for me too. Like, I'm genuinely over it. I feel so alone in Alola. Like, Alola has a great sense of community. I'm just not a part of that community, apparently. Apparently, I'm just not Alolan enough for these people. Probably because they can sense I'm Galadion at heart. But it's like, what do I have left for? Like, I feel like an outcast. At this point, I'm gonna, like, I should just join Team Skull. And actually, good segue to Team Skull. Team Skull, basically, is this team that is trying to disrupt all island challenges, and they're trying to get in the way so that you can't complete your island challenge, because basically they're made up of a bunch of losers. That's full stop. That's the full explanation. Because basically everybody in Team Skull, most of the people, they were doing the island challenge like how me and How are doing, and they failed miserably, and they felt worthless now that they're losers. So they started this whole thing as like a protest against the island challenge, which is like, guys, just get better. I don't know what to tell you. And now's actually a good time to tell you about the island challenge and just the general gameplay mechanics, because I have much to say. I was genuinely in tears at multiple points in this game. But before I get into that, I want to talk about one of the greatest parts of this game. Oh my god, guys. The Rotom. I don't know if it's a phone. I don't know if it looks too big to be a phone, but the Rotom phone that's in this game, oh my god, it's amazing. It's so cute. It can talk to you this time. It talks to you. I don't think it talked to me in any of the other games. And like, not just even when it's necessary, it just sends you cute messages like, oh, like some days I'll log on to play the game and it will be like, oh, hi Zakia, how's things going? Oh my god, so good to see you, Rotom. Genuinely nobody I feel like in this world of Alola, the only one who has my back is my Rotom phone. And the Rotom phone is so nice to see me, like, so happy to see me. Not so nice to see me, but so happy to see me all the time. Like, the Rotom keeps me company when I feel all alone, which is quite frequently after the whole Kukui Burnet scandal, which it is a scandal to me. You guys should know me by now. And I just feel like without my Rotom I'd be nothing. And I feel like everybody needs to start appreciating their Rotom more. Let's give a round of applause for Rotom. Anyway, so the gameplay mechanics, basically, there was a lot of stuff in Pokemon Ultra Sun that I'm like seeing for the first time. I don't know if it existed in the games before, since I'm playing it backwards, so it's the first time I'm seeing it. But basically, all of the islands, because there's 4 islands, have different trial captains, and these trial captains will make you do like certain mini games, and then when you beat these mini games, you do like the Totem Battles, which I'll talk about the Totem Battles in a minute. Let's postpone that. But these trials is like just cute mini games. There was one I really liked. Kiave, the fire trial captain, he basically had his Marowaks and him, I think, did like a dance, and then you would have to spot the difference every time they did a dance, which I thought was really cute. I think Sophocles, I don't think that's how you pronounce it. I hope that's not how you pronounce it. The electric trial child captain had like this electric chatterbug. I'm like messing everything up right now. I don't have the energy to check if I'm like pronouncing it right. I'm so sorry. But he had like this mini game, which was a puzzle, which I couldn't do because I'm really dumb. But I made my sister do it, and she looked like she was having fun. So I guess that one's fun too. I'm just really bad at puzzles. I liked actually all of the trials. It was a good time. But after you complete the trials, you need to do the totem battles. Each trial comes with a totem Pokemon. Here's my main problem with Alola. When you battle different Pokemon, even in the wild, whether it's wild or the totem, the thing about Alola is, and they explain it like it's such a good thing, it's not good for me. The community in Alola is so strong with even the Pokemon that if you are fighting one Pokemon, they can call for help with other Pokemon. So now all of a sudden your one Pokemon is fighting 2 Pokemon that are probably equal level, and it can be 2 different Pokemon too, which is so much worse. And the thing is, I find this so ridiculous, because it's like, so that random Pokemon in the wild can call for a friend, but my Pokemon that have friends like right in my pocket, like in my Pokeballs, they can't call for help. Why can am I just not Alolan enough to understand this? I just feel like they're trying to push me out of Alola anytime like anything happens. Like, I just feel like I'm not Alolan enough, because why must my Pokemon suffer on like 2 versus 1 and they get to call for help? It's not right. But you know what's even more not right? These totem battles. So basically, there's one really, really, really strong Pokemon, and then they call for help. And so now it's your Pokemon against this really ultra strong Pokemon, and then another Pokemon. It's a nightmare. I don't think I've ever had a good time doing a totem battle. It's actually really fun. I like to stress sometimes, but it's like some of the later ones was really easy, and like the first one was really easy. But I'm pretty sure it's the second and the third one, the water totem Pokemon, and my nightmare, the grass type Pokemon. I'm gonna talk about it. So the water totem Pokemon, I think it's the second one. It's Lana's trial. I think this one was only difficult because it's literally my fault. I did not have a really good, like, grass type Pokemon. I think I only had a Floette, which, oh, not looking good, not looking good. But the only reason I didn't have one is because I caught an Eevee. I don't know if I caught the Eevee before or after this, but I knew I wanted a Leafeon. So I was keeping a slot open for a Leafeon, basically. So I was trying to do this with a Floette, and it was my actual nightmare. Like, after, it took me really long. Once again, I didn't lose, never lost. But I was truly, like, in fear. But nothing could prepare me for the nightmare. That, do you see what my voice did there? It's true. The nightmare, the utter, like, disaster that was the grass totem Pokemon, which was Lurantis. And I liked Lurantis before this. I mean, she's pink, she's cute, of course I like Lurantis. But then, I have goosebumps right now. She comes, there's like a whole cutscene, she comes like behind you, like a monster sneaking up on you. It's horrific. She's a demon. I did not, once again, no, I think I did have a capable Pokemon on my team this time, but it just simply wasn't good enough. I don't even remember what I had on my team. I blacked out during this whole thing because when I tell you, I got so deep into this and it was taking me so long, I was physically shaking. I was physically feeling sick to my stomach because once again I've never lost and I thought this was gonna be the moment that I'll like lose. I was shaking for real. This Lurantis, let me tell you what the issue was with this Lurantis. So there's the Lurantis and there's the like ally Pokemon that it called for help. I wanted to call for help, like me myself, I wanted help. So it calls for help. It has these, oh my god, it has these moves. First of all, the one ally Pokemon, I don't remember which one it was, I feel like it was Comfy, would just use all of its moves to raise the stat of the Lurantis. So the Lurantis was becoming ultra strong for no reason. And I didn't want to kill the Comfy at first, because if I killed the Comfy, the Lurantis is just going to call for another ally. I was trying to get the Lurantis, and the Comfy isn't attacking me anyway. It's just raising the stats of the Lurantis. But either way, I would have been fucked regardless, okay? Because the Lurantis has this move called Synthesis, which this move has scarred me for the rest of my life. Later on in the game, I literally got the move Synthesis for my Leafeon. I didn't even want to use it because I felt like it was so sickening to do. Anytime you get a decent hit on this Lurantis, it will just heal back up, fully heal back up. You can't do that. It's okay when I do it. It's okay when I use revives and hyper potions, but why are you? You can't do that. This is supposed to be my game. I'm the main character. I'm the champion of Alola. What are you doing? Synthesis is so terrible. I was struggling so much. I had a piece of paper and I was writing like a tally of every time it used Synthesis, so I knew it would be up, because my only strategy at that point was just to hold it out and wait till it uses up its strongest moves and just like cycle through my team, like basically using all of them as meat shields, so that thing would tire itself out and it couldn't do it anymore. And that's the only way I won. And afterwards I was googling because I was like, how are you supposed to beat this thing so early on? I don't think there's any fire types you can get before that besides like Salandit, I think. I don't know. So I was like, how are you supposed to beat this thing? And this is just a side tangent. The people on the Pokemon Reddit are such like assholes. I didn't even do the post. I was reading other people's posts. The people in the Pokemon subreddit were such assholes. Like somebody was like, yo, deadass, I'm struggling with Lurantis right now. Like I've lost so many times. How do I beat it? Which is like, I felt the pain in that. I was there. And these dickheads, like I just know these are some insults. Pokemon Reddit can catch these ends any day, because anytime I'm on there, there's like the like nastiest people. And some guy was like, if you want to beat Totem Lurantis, go back to the start of the game and pick Litten, because if you pick anything else, you're just a dumbass. What are you talking about? You are such a loser. Like, you are such a loser. People can choose what starter they want, asshole. Like, this is a serious problem. Totem Lurantis is an enemy to all. You aren't cooler than people because you chose that grown man. You chose a grown man. Which, like, you're a Litten stan. More power to you. Enjoy your Litten. Litten's cool as hell. I have my personal beef with Incineroar because I think that's a grown man in a furry costume. But Why are we saying, oh, if you didn't choose Litten, you're a dumbass? You didn't see me doing that in all of my starter videos. People on the Reddit were being such like assholes about it. So I made it through. Guess what? Guess what? Random guy on the Reddit who, I don't know if that comment was like 10 years ago. I don't care. Guess what? Random guy on the Reddit. I beat Lurantis. No, well, many problems, but I beat Lurantis with my, I don't know what I used, but I had a Popplio in my team. No Litten to be found. No Litten to be found. Who's, oh my god. Oh my god. Don't tell people how to play a game. Don't tell people how to play a game. This is minor pet peeve. But anyways, after you beat all of the trials and the devil, like, totem Pokemon of each island, every island has a Kahuna, as I mentioned at the start. And there's Kahuna Hala, obviously, and then there's another Kahuna who I just wanna give close attention to for the second. Like, I'm not gonna go into every Kahuna because I don't care that much. I can't lie, some of these side characters, like, they were fun, but like, I'm not gonna think about you again. Mellow, Lana, Kiave, I'm not thinking about them on a daily basis, but there is somebody I was thinking about. Kahuna Olivia. Why does this keep happening? You know, when I saw Kahuna Olivia, a nightmarish demon flashed before my eyes. And if you've seen any of my Pokemon videos, because I mention it in every video, because I might be obsessed with it, but like, not really. Like, you can't, who cares? Who cares about who? Genuinely, who cares about Nessa? Of course I'm talking about Nessa. When am I not talking about Nessa? But when I saw Olivia, I was like, I genuinely can't do this anymore. After the Professor Kukui batted thing, Burnet, I can't even like talk about this anymore. I really cannot even talk about this anymore. After that whole situation happened, after I realized I'm alone on this island, after I realized I'm a child and I will never look cool, they have to show me one of the most like beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. Olivia turns and Olivia, that's all I have to say. Why does she look so good? Why is she also like kind of like snarky? Like, she's just really cool. And you know, aren't we sick of seeing cool women? I think we're sick of it. In Pokemon games specifically. In real life, you can, you know, let people be people. But in the Pokemon games, I just feel like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Because it's like, you already showing me that I can't be them. And then you just keep on releasing more cool women. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it. You know how I feel. You know how I feel, Nintendo. You know how I feel. I can't do this anymore. Stop showing me cool women. I'm getting upset. And back to the storyline. Here's another cool woman. Oh, yeah. Another cool woman. Who would have thought? In a Pokemon game? What? Cool women in a Pokemon game? News. But her name is Plumeria. Which, by the way, does she get even cooler? Plumeria is one of my favorite flowers, actually. We actually call it Frangipani here, but like, her name's Plumeria. My name's not Plumeria. Why does she get a cool name? Why didn't my parents think of that? I'm over all of this. But her name's Plumeria, and she's like one of the top people on Team Skull. She's not like the top person, but she's one of the top people. And she comes to talk to me, and she's like, listen, I'm getting really annoyed that you keep on beating my Team Skull members. I need you to like stop that. Which it's like, this is so on brand for Team Skull, like a whole team filled with losers. Like, do you know what the solution to this is? Get better. But I guess if they could get better, they wouldn't have flunked out of the island challenge. And you know, that's just the fact. And I think that's something these delusional like weirdos need to hear. And you know, this isn't me being mean, because I actually kind of like Team Skull. I think Team Skull is pretty cool. I like their vibe. I like the music that plays when you battle them. I think they are kind of strange, but I like them. I just think they need to like realize that Pokemon battling or like the island challenge isn't the end game. Like, you see how I'm the hero and champion of every location? Just move to another town. You fail here, maybe try again next year. Go to, you know what was an easy title to get, Paldea? Go do the Paldea challenge with Nemona. Go do that. I'm sure you'll win. If not, you get to mood Penny for me. You get to beat him. You get to beat up Penny for me, because I hate Penny. So like, if Team Skull wants to bother anybody, I'm gonna send them to Paldea. Because there's people that need to be dealt with there. Penny needs to be dealt with. On to another cool woman. I can't even do this anymore. But we get invited, like me, how. Yeah, I think it's just me and how we get invited to the Aether Foundation. And we meet the head of the Aether Foundation, Lusamine. Lusamine. I don't know. I think that's right, but Lusamine, and she is. I actually I don't have much to say about Lusamine. She has some of the. She's so cool. Like, that's what I have to say. Lusamine, she's so cool. She has like the side bang situation. I really, wow. When I first saw her, I was like, wow. But while we're there, she's telling us about like some Ultra Beast situation. And while we're there, uh, wormhole opens and I think it was plain white. Ultra Beast just comes through the thing, and it's like aggressive, and everybody's scared. I go into battle it, by the way. I go into battle it. Now, I obviously win, but it like just disappears. It doesn't like die or faint or anything. It just disappears. And How's with me. Keep in mind, How's like my best friend. Me, Lily, and How, we like a trio. How's my best friend. He's like, oh my god, is Lusamine okay? Is Lusamine okay? She's a grown woman. I'm your best friend who's also a child. I just fought that thing. Why aren't you wondering if I'm okay? Well, I have no friends in this town. I have no real friends in this town. I must hop. I must Kobo, which I know in my Zakia canon Pokemon journey, Kobo is like far in the future. But like, I must hop. Hop's from Gallo. I'm from Gallo. I must hop. He was a real friend to me. He was a real friend to me. Even Leon was a real friend to me. These people don't have my back. They've never had my back. Literally never. I have everybody's back in Alola. I feel like I'm embodying the Alola spirit more than everybody else here. I love Alola more than these natives. I should be the Kahuna. If there's Kahuna elections, I should be voted as the next Kahuna of Mele Mele. Actually, no, I really like Kahuna Hala. But I should be a Kahuna. I think I should be a Kahuna. But anyway, that random Ultra Beast is Necrozma, who basically is very dangerous. People are very scared because Necrozma can steal the light from an entire realm, because it's done it before in like one of the other dimensions. It's stolen the light from the entire dimension. So like people were worried. So we also end up meeting not a cool girl. We meet emo boy, edgy McEdgelord, Gladion. He's just really edgy. That's all you need to know about him. He stands behind trees and he does this the whole day. He literally does this the whole day. That's not an exaggeration. That's all he does, because he's emo. That's what he does. And he's kind of working for Team Skull. He works for them, but they don't see him as a part of Team Skull. He's kind of like doing stuff with him, like as an enforcer. I don't know. But they're not really nice to him. Like, one of them made fun of him for being homeless, which, that's weird. Don't do that. That's really mean, actually. But anyway, Gladion comes to me and How, and he's basically like, I'm looking for Lily, because Lily has Nebby, the Cosmog, and Cosmogs have the ability to summon a really dangerous and powerful Ultra Beast Pokemon that can like destroy Alola. So he's looking for her now, and we were like, oh, that kind of sounds serious. We should probably find Lily and Nebby. And then we realized we cannot find them because they've been kidnapped. Yes, they've been kidnapped. It's true. And we find this out by being invited to battle. Well, not we. Keep in mind, I do everything here. I, once again, make me the kahuna of the entire Alola region. I find out because I'm invited to battle the head of Team Skull, Guzma. I have a soft spot in my heart for Guzma. He's a bit scary. He's a bit weird at times, but there's something, guys. There's something about him. He just has like, there's something in his eyes, in those crazy eyes. I see something. I see a future, maybe. And I don't know if this is just delusion because of the Kukui thing, and I'm just grasping onto straws now. But like, I do have a soft spot for Guzma. So Guzma, basically, I beat him. Come on, of course I beat him. Keep in mind, Team Skull is filled with a bunch of losers. Of course I beat him. And turns out he and Team Skull have kidnapped Lillie and Nebby to take to the Aether Foundation. Do you know what this means? This means the Aether Foundation is evil, which I knew this from the start. Anytime I see a big corporation, I'm like, must be evil. There was something weird about it. But now that I did not see coming that Team Skull was working with the Aether Foundation. That was actually shocking to me. And the reason is because, like, Guzma is very, like, loyal to Lusamine. Why did I say it like that? Lusamine. Because Lusamine is the only one who saw like potential in Guzma because he felt worthless, obviously, after losing the island challenge. We're just like, it's fine. Get over this island challenge thing. Not everybody can be a champion, not everybody can be a hero. I can be both. And there's only one of me. Is what I'm saying. There's only one Zakia in the Pokemon world. I don't make the rules. But so he is very loyal to Lusamine, so he's helping her with everything. And they kidnap Lillie and Cosmog, maybe, because they want to trap Cosmog, in a box and use Nebby to create a portal, a wormhole to the Ultra Realm or whatever, like just like a portal. And by doing that, they will end up hurting Nebby, obviously, because it's trapped in a box, and they're going to use the power to create a wormhole. It's obviously gonna hurt Nebby. We then find out the reason that Lusamine is so hell-bent on like doing this whole wormhole thing. It's because one day her husband went through this wormhole and he never came back, and she wants to go in to find him and to beat Necrozma because she blames Necrozma or something. What's crazy about this is, well, how did I forget to tell you the most important part? We also find out that Gladion and Lillie are Lusamine's kids. Which, okay, this is probably shocking if you've never played it, and because I didn't mention it, but you can kind of tell this very early on. This is very standard. They weren't really good at hiding this, but Lillie and Gladion are siblings, and they both ran away from Lusamine because, number one, Gladion, I think he ran away because he didn't like what they were doing, and also there was something about his Pokemon, because his main Pokemon, type Null, is not a real Pokemon. It's like a man-made type Pokemon. And he was like created to be the ultimate beast. And Gladion didn't like something that was going on there, and he didn't like that his mother was still trying to do this wormhole thing after their father was lost in the like wormhole vortex thing. And Lillie left because she knew that they were going to try to hurt Nebby to try to do this whole thing. So that's why they both ran away. They haven't seen their mother in a while, and they are absolutely disturbed that she's still on this grind right now. She's still on this grind. So I battle Lusamine. I win, but then she still takes Nebby and she still does this whole thing. And they do open up the wormhole vortex thing, and her and Guzma go in there to try to defeat Necrozma. Everyone's panicking because this is obviously really dangerous, and their dad never came back. And Lusamine said she was doing it for the good of Alola, to make sure that Necrozma, like, so that the light of Alola stays safe. By the way, you know how they've never seen their dad again? They might have not seen their dad, but I've seen their dad. I've seen their dad because there's a different section of Pokemon Ultra Sun called Pelago, where basically it's like a Pokebean farm, because you can feed your Pokemon Pokebeans, and their dad works at, or not works, he just runs Pelago, and it's never explained how he got there, why he's there, but like, if they wanted to, and I didn't even know that was their dad, I only found out when I googled it like an hour ago, that, because I was like, yo, where is their dad, deadass? Did I miss something? Because keep in mind, this was all very complicated to me. I was not processing things well, but I was like, where's their dad? And then they were like, Google was like, oh, he's in Pelago, and I was like, that's their dad? That's their dad. Why didn't they just tell me they were looking for their dad? I would have brought them with the Pelago. This is ridiculous. I just don't understand it. But anyway, they are now in this vortex. Everybody's panicking because they're like, what the hell? And Lillie and Gladion are like, yo, that's still our mother. Like, we need to get her back. And also, Plumeria comes to me, and like the rest of the team's called, and they were like, listen, I know we've had our differences, but like, please bring back Gladion and Guzma, because like, we worried about him. Please find a way to bring him back. So me and Lillie, we go to this like sun altar basically, and we play these flutes with Nebby. Basically, after this whole wormhole thing, Nebby's like unconscious. She's not doing well. So we take Nebby with. We go to this altar and we play these flutes or whatever. And then Nebby becomes like fused with this legendary Pokemon Solgaleo. And now Nebby's kinda okay. I think she's okay, because she's a part of Solgaleo. And basically Solgaleo would have enabled me to go to the Ultra Realm to try to find like Lusamine and Guzma. But before we can do that, Lusamine and Guzma get like thrown out of the portal because Necrozma defeated them. And following them is Necrozma himself, and he fuses with Solgaleo to become Ultra Necrozma. I don't know why my mouth refuses. Necrozma is very difficult for me to say. But now Solgaleo is a part of Necrozma, and they are Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Necrozma then like disappears, so I chase it down to go battle it basically, because you can't be doing that stuff, because it also sucked all of the light away from Alola, and it's like, yo, that's my town. Not actually, Galaw's my town. These people did not accept me whatsoever. They've hurt me at every point of the way, but I still love Alola. I still love everybody there. I actually do love everybody there. Lily's still my girl. I was still my boy. I'm sorry for talking so much shit about the people of Alola. I actually really do love Alola, like, a lot. So, like, you can't take the light away from Alola. Are you joking? Are you absolutely joking right now? So, I chase it down into the Ultra Realm to battle it, because I'm like, yo, you can't be doing that. Necrozma, this is new. But now's where I have put off talking about it the entire time, but now I'm gonna tell you about my team, because something very crucial happens to me in the next few minutes, okay? But I need to tell you about my team. So I had Primarina, Leafeon, Arcanine, Arbok, Hariyama, and Mudsdale. And when I tell you, this is my most versatile team, this is my strongest team, and this team is very important to me because there was a lot of things in this team that I've never done before, and I never thought I would. Number one, I've never had a full fighting type on my team, Hariyama, because I just always felt like that's so unnecessary, it's a waste of a slot. Hariyama's never a waste of slot. I would like to slap myself in the past for even uttering something like that. Hariyama, I will get to Hariyama. I really will get to Hariyama because I do have something to say. But I'm talking about my team here. I'm talking about my team. I also never have a ground type. But I got a Mudsdale, and when I tell you that Mudsdale carried, I named her Honey. Honey is very important to me. She really is my honey. She's also the only girl on the team. Which I've mentioned before, but like, Honey is the only girl on my team. My Mudsdale, oh my god, she carried so hard. I know how's Raichu was shaking in its boots the second I pull up with Honey. Like, I know how it's like, oh, it's so over for me, and it was, because there's nothing Mudsdale can't do. And the other Arbok, I love snakes. It's the first time I've had an Arbok in my team. Oh, so perfect, so perfect. I know, like, I always say I'm a big fairy type fan. If I was a trainer, I'd be a fairy type trainer, and I know it's weird for me to have like only like a half a fairy type, because Primarina is a water fairy type Pokemon, and I know I don't have any fairy type. But you know what, guys? I had Primarina, and that was good enough for me, because this team was stacked. There was nothing they couldn't do. There really was nothing they couldn't do. Arcanine, amazing. And also, I'm gonna talk about Primarina in a second. Leafeon. I've never, everybody loves an evolution. Everybody knows one of my favorite Pokemon of all time is Sylveon. I love Sylveon. So, I never really looked at the other evolutions. But after playing with Leafeon, oh my god, that's my child. I've never seen something so cute in my entire life. Because also, no, wait, I'm gonna talk about Primarina first before I get to this whole friendship thing. Primarina, legendary, beautiful, stunning. Once again, her Z move, amazing. I'm shocked every time. I'll give it a standing ovation every time, because wow. But what's most important about this team is, number one, I've kept this team since the beginning, okay? This is the first time where I actually kept most of the Pokemon that I started out with, because usually I always say the starting off is the worst part of the game, because it's like I'm getting Pokemon I don't even want. But I got a lot of these Pokemon pretty early on, and I stuck with them no matter what. I don't care if I saw one of my favorite Pokemon later on. This is my team. And like, not even like a normal team where this is family. They have done everything for me. They really have done everything for me. I'd be nowhere without this amazing team, okay? But in Pokemon Ultra Sun, which I love this. I know there was like a similar thing in Pokemon Sword/Shield. Like, I think that was not the picnic. I think the picnic was Pokemon Violet. I don't remember what Sword/Shield was, but basically like the opportunity to bond with your Pokemon. And in this one, you could like take care of your Pokemon. You could like pet them. You could like wash them off if they got dirty. You could, oh my god, guys, when I tell you, it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never felt closer to Pokemon. And then you feed them the beans, the Pokebeans that you got from Pelago, where Lillie and Gladion's estranged father is, by the way. You could feed them the beans, and basically you become like their best friend. You become your Pokemon's best friend, and then they'll do special things for you, which I didn't know to the extent this would help me out. But thank god I was best friends with all of my Pokemon, because like, I actually, sometimes when I would get tired of just like doing the same thing, I would just sit and pet my Pokemon. So like, when I tell you, me and my Pokemon were genuinely tight, I'm telling you. And it came in so clutch, you guys. It came in so clutch. Because basically, Necrozma, the second I saw Necrozma, I was like, I think I'm gonna have an issue here. I at least wanna know like what typing it is. But when I googled like Necrozma's typing, I was scrolling a bit. I can't lie. But then I saw a bunch of Reddit threads of everybody talking about how absolutely difficult it is to beat Necrozma. So I was like, oh, well, like Ultra Necrozma, because normal Necrozma will get to him later, trust. But it's really hard to beat Ultra Necrozma, and I was like, wait, how difficult? And everybody was saying you can only beat it if you have like a Mimikyu, or like a Ghost type, or the Zorok. I'll put a picture. You'll know what I'm talking about. But you need to have one of those, or like you need to have an Inkay to do Topsy Turvy or something like that. Like just a move to like stall then alternate Necrozma, or else you stand no chance and it will obliterate your team. And I was like, what? Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to swap out anybody of my team. Like, this is my team. They've been here for me since the beginning. I'm not going to let the biggest battle of the game have some stranger who doesn't even know us like that do this thing. So then everybody was like, no, you don't need all of that. As long as you get the move Toxic, like the TM for Toxic, the Necrozma will die slowly, but like it's like a meat shield situation, like how I did the totems, where you just need to cycle through your Pokemon and keep on healing them up, and eventually over time Necrozma is gonna die. So I was like, fine, I'll get the Toxic TM. And I gave it to Primarina because I was like, Necrozma has a dragon typing, my Primarina has a fairy, is half a fairy typing basically. So I was like, this should be okay. But I was still stressed, and I bought a bunch of like potions, revives, all of that, because I was like, I need this to work, you know? So I go into this battle. Immediately I make Primarina too toxic, and it hits, it lands, and then Necrozma like fires off a really strong move at my Primarina, and I was like, oh my god, it's like over for Primarina, get ready to swap out. But then that is not what happens. It hits Primarina, but Primarina is not like fully till the end. It kept some health points. Do you know why it kept health points, guys? I'm sure people who get along with their Pokemon will know. It kept the health point because it didn't want me to feel sad. So it stayed on a little longer so that I wouldn't feel sad for it. That's my Primarina. Ooh. I'm sure if I got some Mimikyu from like that I just found, we wouldn't have that bond. Primarina, while he was clearly scared to be up against Necrozma, because of his love for me, because of my Primarina, because of their love for me, they held on. That's crazy. And you know what happened after this? Because my Primarina was still in the game, I used Moonblast. It one-shotted Necrozma. Oh my god, guys. I'm not joking. It one-shotted Necrozma. Do you have a Primarina that one-shotted Necrozma? Ultra Necrozma? No. My Primarina. My son Primarina not only was not killed by Necrozma because of the bond we have, but it also one-shotted the beast that took all of the light away from Alola. Yeah, because that's my team. You know, I can't even be shocked about this, because that's just what my team does. That's just what my Ultra Sun gang does. And while I have like a favorite team, my favorite team was from Pokemon Violet. Like, just as an aesthetic team, like if I had any team in the world, just like as a thing, I would have that team. If I was genuinely going to war and there was a serious battle happening, this is my team, because no other team has had my back like this team. This is my team, genuinely. But anyway, I beat Necrozma. Necrozma flees to somewhere in Alola, but like much weaker, not an issue. The light returns back to Alola. Everybody's getting along, everything's fine now. I'm the hero. Shocking news. But weirdly enough, that's not the end of the game, not even close. And I have actually seen this as being a problem that a lot of people mention of Pokemon Ultra Sun, is that the pacing is very weird. Like, we just had this really epic battle. I mean, the cutscene was amazing, like it was phenomenal. But now I must go do something else, because I don't know if you remembered, while I am the hero of Alola, I'm not the champion of Alola, because I must still do the Elite Four battle. Which, like, I just wish they did the Elite Four stuff first and then the final battle, because the pacing's weird. Like, I'm the hero and I must still prove myself. Like, can we be serious? Just give me a trophy. Give me the trophy. But basically, Professor Kukui has decided to create an Elite Four for Alola because Alola didn't have one before. But he decided to create one, so this would be the first Elite Four challenge in the history of Alola, which makes me the first champion in Alola ever. And I'm not even Alolan. I'm sure the Alolans are pretty mad about this. But I'm gonna go through it slowly. What happens is you need to climb this mountain to get to this Elite Four thing because it's on the top of a really high mountain. And while you going there, you find a crater in this mountain where somebody is. You know that somebody is Necrozma. Necrozma is in this mountain, very weak, very barely there. So then you can battle Necrozma and catch it. And I always find this really funny in all of the Pokemon games. When you beat these other demons, why do you even get the opportunity to keep them? Because it's there's normal Pokemon and then there's the legendary Ultra Beast. In my head it makes no sense that you're allowed to keep them, but I was oh, this is kind of funny. I'm gonna catch Necrozma. And then I checked the stats and what moves they have. And I was okay, wait, this Necrozma's level 65 by the time I got it. And it has some rock type moves. And I was here's the worst. I'm getting upset even talking about it. You're gonna find out why I'm upset about this. I was okay, I'm gonna put it in my team because this is silly, it's funny, and also I wanted to know if there were special dialogue options because in Pokemon Sword, when I caught Eternatus, I put him in my team and Champion Leon's oh, you battling with Eternatus, and I was yeah, I'm battling with Eternatus, what do you take me for? So I was oh, there might be something special that this demon Necrozma who literally ruined almost all of Alola is in my team. I thought it would be a funny gag. So I was I'm gonna put it in my team, but once again, my team is my family. But I was you know what? I know who's gonna be at the Elite Four. I don't think Hariyama needs to be in the Elite Four battle because Necrozma had a fighting type move. Or I taught him a fighting type move. I was you know what, Hariyama, I'm gonna put you back in my team right afterwards. You already helped me beat Necrozma in the first place. You got your moment of glory. I'm gonna put you in afterwards, okay? So I take Necrozma to the Elite Four, and the issue is not that I didn't win. I obviously won first try. The issue is right now. The issue is immediately what happens after. If I had known this was gonna happen, I would have never put Necrozma in my team. I've never seen this happen before. I'm absolutely distraught that this even occurred. I'm quite upset about it. What happened was, after you win, you become the champion of Alola. Everybody's let's celebrate the first champion of the Elite Four. Let's celebrate the Pokemon that made it happen. And then they do this whole a slideshow and a whole camera thing, a fun ceremony moment celebrating your team that brought you here. So, and when I tell you I feel genuine guilt about this, I've been thinking about it ever since I played this game. I feel genuinely upset about this. All of my team is there, except for Hariyama. All of them are there except for Hariyama. And who's in Hariyama's place? That freak Necrozma. Necrozma, you were fun for a bit, but you aren't a part of this team. Why didn't they let me choose? Now my whole team's there, and there's imposters here, and Hariyama's in boxes, and I can't do anything about it. I literally cannot do a single thing about it, and I feel so upset because Hariyama was one of my absolute first Pokemon in Alola. Hariyama was genuinely one of my first, and it's Hariyama has genuinely physically carried me the entire time. He has physically carried me the entire time, and now he isn't even getting his moment to shine, and Necrozma's there. This isn't okay. They should have checked with me first. They should have asked me who do I want to sign up for this award show, and I would have put Hariyama there in a heartbeat because I love Hariyama and he's done so much for me, and I feel disgusted that they've robbed me from this opportunity. So to make up for that, to quench my guilt, please please enjoy this edit I've made for Hariyama to show my appreciation. I hope you enjoyed that. But anyway, I'm now the champion and hero of Alola, and there's a very long end credits. It kind of resolves everybody's storyline. We see everybody together again. I see Professor Kukui and his wife. You know, what can you do? my journey in Alola is over anyway, might as well move on. And I did go to Popplio after this, if you follow my canon law. So everybody gets a resolution, but there's something very crazy that happens. We get a shot of a familiar face. If you watched my Pokemon Legends EA video, familiar face known as Zygarde. Oh my god, Zygarde in Alola. I would have never seen that coming. I was genuinely shocked. It's like seeing a celebrity. I was like, buddy, what are you doing here? But this makes sense in the Zakia canon lore that how Zygarde followed me into Lumio City and was following me the entire time I was in Lumio City. He's been following me my whole life. He watched me beat Necrozma. He watched me cry over not having Hariyama get appreciation. He's been watching me the entire time. So like that's proof of my canon. I know it's probably has something to do with Pokemon XY, which I'll get to Pokemon XY in a second, but everything is resolved pretty nicely. Gladion ends up going on a boat, and I googled it, he ends up going to Kanto, but his mother sees him off, so I'm glad like there's a resolution with that family. They still don't know their dad is selling like baked beans on some random island. I think they should take a boat and find him, honestly. But there's a resolution for everybody. It's a chill time. There's also obviously like a post-game section. I don't have much to say about the post-game. I played like most of it, but then there's also a section where you can catch the tapus, like the guardian Pokemon for each island. And I hate when they do this. They did something similar in the post-game of Pokemon Legends EA. Why must I catch these legendary Pokemon? These are really important Pokemon to the land. What business do I have trying to catch them? That's like sickening. Who's gonna protect the islands if I have the Tapus? I'm not gonna do that. So I didn't do that. Maybe I'll finish it some other day. But I did not finish the post game because I don't wanna do that. So that's the end of Pokemon Ultra Sun. My next Pokemon game is it's definitely gonna be Pokemon XY. So I'm gonna get started on that. But that video is probably only gonna come out next year, which is next month. It's probably gonna come out next month. Because I know I usually post like Pokemon videos every second post, but I want to take my time with XY. I don't want to rush it. I'm really excited for it because I really like Pokemon Legends EA. So I'm excited for that because I know it's very much connected. So I want to take my time with that, so that video will come out when it comes out. But in the meantime, you can watch my other Pokemon videos. I have so many. It's like looking like a Pokemon channel at this point. So like you can do that, or you can subscribe to wait for the Pokemon XY video. You can do that. But anyway, that's it for Pokemon Ultra Sun. It really tested my patience. But I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad I was there. So, Alola.
Shot 223, she a baddie, rocks a link. Let me take her to the back, she wanna look at me.